Hi, I'm Pat Ballin for Wall Street Reporter Television. I'm here at the biggest mining conference in the world, the Prospectors and Developers Association of Canada International Conference, and thousands are expected to attend. The price of gold has been climbing for the last 3 years, and it hit a 7-year high above $400 an ounce. Can that boom continue? We came here to the conference to talk to the best in the industry to get their thoughts about the future. Joining me now is Jocelyn Waller. He's the Managing Director for Trans-Siberian Gold. And pleasure to meet you, sir.
Hello.
Tell me a little bit more about your company, because you put together 2 packages of land in Russia. So let's get a profile of the company first.
Well, we started when there was a vacuum in the year 2000. It was shortly after the crisis in 1998. I met people packing their bags and going out, and I was going in because I was very interested in Russia, having been in the mining industry all my life, and knew how mature the gold mining industry was, you know, in Australia, in Canada, and South Africa. And Russia had really only been scratched on the surface, and it was a large land mass with lots of good geology and really artisanal mining and not a lot of hard rock mining. So it was obviously a place to go. And if you need to be in gold, you need to be in Russia. I found a Russian geologist and another one, and a Russian legal team, and I put together a small team. I was introduced through some people in the oil industry to these people, and we set out to find select targets in areas where we thought it had potential. We had a short list of 9 properties, and in the end we bought 3 of them.
Now, fascinating that you used local talent, if you will, to find those properties. And tell me about the properties.
Well, just to go back to your first point, it's the only way. I mean, Russia is for the Russians. If you want to get at the properties and get under the skin of Russia, you've got to go with Russians. And that's what I did. I realized we had to do that. The properties, they're very different, but they're very interesting. We've got one in Kamchatka, epithermal, high-grade gold, Pacific Rim of Fire, not but large deposits, but 20 grams plus, no major technical difficulties, easy to mill, some problems with the infrastructure because it's not been done before, but excellent properties and with great exploration potential.
Is this a property that somebody else had worked in the past,
yes,
and then you could take those reserve estimates out of there?
Yes. TVX Gold, Canadian company, went in there in the middle 90s and re-drilled it. It had a lot of work by the Russians, including United, but they re-drilled it. So we had verifiable data on which we could base our feasibility study. I think they pulled out because of the problems in '98 and for other reasons, the gold price.
Okay, and then the other property is the property in Siberia.
Yeah. Now, I think you say that if you want to get an elephant, you go to elephant country. And in Krasnoyarsk, in the Yenisei Ridge, you have Olympiada, which is Russia's biggest gold mine, 30 million ounces of resources. And we identified a property 60 kilometers away, owned by Russians who didn't really have the expertise to develop it. And we zoned in on that and we literally came in under the radar, didn't buy it for a lot of money, but we had to make commitments to the local authorities that we would get on with the work because the license had to be changed. They were under pressure under the license, and we worked very closely with the local administration, said this is what we're going to do, and that's what we've done, and we've done that all the way. We built that property up. We've added nearly 1 million ounces to it from our drilling. It's now 2.3 million ounces growing. We have 5 rigs on the property. We're working at minus 40 degrees. Even the Russians are impressed.
Now guess, when do you start production, do you think?
End of 2005 in Kamchatka, that's the first. First half of 2006 for the Siberian operation. Both of them should be fully operational by the end of 2006. It's quite an exciting prospect.
Well, thanks very much for joining us and telling us about this prospect. Okay. We've been talking to Jocelyn Waller, Managing Director of Trans-Siberian Gold.